Black and blue indeed. What an embarrassment for Orlando Magic fans. They fall to the Toronto Raptors by a final score of 104-102. And yes, they got it incredibly close at the end. Yes, they were a Franz Wagner missed layup away from sending the game to overtime. I don't even care about what happened at the end of the game. Honestly, like the way they played this basketball game and the way they've looked over the last 3 games, this team is cooked until further notice. Bottom line. The Raptors were 2-8. 2-8 in their last 10. And you allow them to get a 19-point lead on you in the fourth quarter? It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Magic just playing bad basketball right now. So we're going to talk about it. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. This is Black and Blue, an Orlando Magic podcast. And indeed, we are black and blue right now after these last 3 games. Incredibly embarrassing 3 games. You know, you showed some fight against the Warriors, right? You did. There were times in that game that were, the third quarter. The third quarter has been a death knell for the Magic. It's been atrocious. Like, there's just a stretch in every third quarter where they get absolutely cooked. This game, it was Emmanuel Quickly. End of the third quarter, just going. They went on like a 12-1 run. So yeah, this was the first of 2 straight games against the Raptors, rounding out the homestand that the Magic have had, and they have been highly unsuccessful on this homestand. But they've got one more game against the Raptors Tuesday, and then the Bulls finish out this homestand. Obviously, they have to win both of those games. I mean, they needed to win this game. And when you talk about need, like, they weren't going to catch the Pistons anyways. The way the Pistons are playing basketball right now, the way the Magic are playing, not going to happen for the 6th seed, right? Magic entered this game as the 8th seed. They fell. Fortunately, the Hawks aren't playing much better. They're still behind the Magic. But the Heat are in 7th. So right now, Magic would play the Heat in the play-in. Who cares? I don't think they'll win. I don't think that they'll advance past the Heat at this point. I know the Heat aren't great, right? No Jimmy Butler. But this team isn't going anywhere. This team's not going anywhere. And obviously, since last we spoke, Jalen Suggs, we learned about having the arthroscopic knee surgery. Still unclear when/if he can get back. Jamal Mosley didn't rule him out, though. So we'll see if he can get back for the postseason. If he can get back healthy, yes. The Magic have a shot to be competitive. They have to have their big 3. And I know they were successful at times this year without Paolo, without Franz. But they've got to have those guys. Those are your 3 good players. Like a lot of other teams around the league have more than 3 good players. They have guys that can step up, and like if it's not one guy this night, it's another guy, right? The Magic just don't really have that right now. And I think they're more talented than they're showing, but I still think there is a clear lack of talent. Like, you can be more talented than they have looked the last 3 games and still not be talented enough, right? I think that's where the Magic are at. And yeah, injuries have totally derailed this season. There's no question that injuries derailed the season. And I had an entire, up until that end of the third quarter, like I had analysis out the yin yang for this game, but it doesn't matter. Everything is going wrong. Poor shooting, poor defense, poor offensive plan, poor effort, wild turnovers in this game, poor on the defensive boards, getting embarrassed. And I mean, the Raptors are in foul trouble the entire game, and you just can't stop them, right? Their best player basically does nothing. Doesn't matter. Your guard's getting absolutely cooked. Corey Joseph comes in the game, and all of a sudden things turn around. Cole Anthony had a bad one. Real bad one. KCP, pretty good game for him, all things considered, right? Compared to how he's played with the Magic for the most part, KCP had a pretty darn good game. But yeah, right now they only have two good players, the Magic do, Franz and Paolo. And Paolo, it was a weird game for him. Didn't put up a ton of shots. He did get to the free throw line a ton. Wasn't good enough from the free throw line. It is what it is. Franz is playing good basketball, but then can't make the layup at the end. And again, even if they win this game, winning or losing this game doesn't mean a whole lot. If they had to win the way they were going to have to win. If you come out and you play a darn good game and you soundly beat the Raptors, yeah, that's a good win. This would not have been a good win. And I know a win is a win at this point. You need wins. They're going to have to get some wins here. Hold off some teams. But at this point, it's like, well, how does it matter for 2024, 2025 for this season? Does it matter? No, it really doesn't matter a whole lot. You would like to see them get back on track a little bit and feel a little bit better about themselves going into next season. But again, right now it's all about the future. That's the only thing you can take solace in, is the fact that you have two young superstars, or at least stars, Paolo and Franz. You have Jalen Suggs, who's a really good number 3, in my opinion, as just a gamer. Good shooter, great defender, high energy, high effort all the time. But like, do you feel confident that you have the coaching? Do you feel confident that you have the decision makers in place in the front office? Do you feel confident in Weltman to get this thing really headed in the right direction? I mean, yeah, kudos to them. They did land Paolo. They landed Franz. They landed Jalen. Those are good basketball players. But the unwillingness to be aggressive, I think, has backfired on them in a big way. Aggressive in the front office. Aggressive in pursuing talent. And the lack of shot creation and shooting outside of Franz and Paolo, and like neither of them are elite shooters. They're playmakers. I mean, they're both got good mid-range and good up close to the basket, can draw fouls, can make plays, all that good stuff. Neither of them is like a lockdown outside shooter. They don't have enough shooting. They don't have enough shot creation. Paolo and Franz can create shots, but no one else can. So I don't really have a lot of confidence in the organization to put those pieces around them that they need. Hopefully they prove me wrong. Had the injuries not happened the way they happened this year, we would be talking about a team in all likelihood that's playing better basketball, that looks more confident, that isn't in the play-in. Probably a team in the top 6 at least. But that's not what happened this year. Injuries marred the season, and that's the reality of the situation. But I think if the Magic's front office and coaching staff can learn from what we've seen this year, it's you've got to have more shot creation, more shooting on this roster to support the stars you do have. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. unbelievably disappointing loss. Again, Magic now in 8th. They were in 8th coming into the game. They remain in 8th. They fall to 29-33 after a embarrassing home loss to the Toronto Raptors, who were 2-8 in their last 10 entering this one. Brutal stuff, y'all. Really appreciate you being here, though. Really appreciate you supporting this young channel. Unfortunately, we are 0-3 since we started this podcast, but this is Black and Blue. It is Black and Blue, an Orlando Magic podcast. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Y'all try to have a good one.